Hello and welcome back to the channel. Mr. Play Color right here. So today I want to show you guys how to edit a simple JPEG in Lightroom. Now the photo we are going to work on is right here. This is a photo I did a while ago. This was a proposal. I shot that day with a Canon EOS 70D, as you can see. The shutter speed was 2/50th of a second, and the aperture was f5, ISO 100. Now I used, of course, the 70D is a cropped camera, and I used this lens. It's a cropped lens, EF S55 to 50 millimeter. This is like a telephoto lens, you know, zoom. It's a zoom lens, and I shot at the focal length of 100 millimeter. Now the reason why this video is very important is because many of us actually shoot JPEG because we do raw files are a bit, you know, tedious when it comes to post-production. Sometimes you just want to shoot quick photos and then share them with your clients immediately. You can either send them via you transfer them to your phone using the Wi-Fi connection on your camera, and then you send them to the client. So the advantage with JPEGs is that they are easy to share, you know, and they are usually lighter in size. Okay guys, so let's straight away jump into Lightroom and see what we can do with this photo. So I have this photo fired up here in Lightroom, and yeah, let's see the best way we can actually go ahead to edit it. So I know that here it's not going to show the exact temperature that I shot at because it's a JPEG, but I remember I did this photo shoot at around 4,800 Kelvin for the temperature. But you know, it was also a little bit, you know, like golden hour, because these photos were shot at around it was around 5:36, around that time. So this was golden hour, and that's why you can see there's a little bit of a, you know, a golden feel into the photo. But yeah, let's edit and see. So the first thing here is basically white balance. Since I want to have a warmer tone, I might just pull this temperature. Maybe I'll just do 5 for now. And then I'll also pull my tint, I think, towards the green side. Just a little bit. I think I'll also go with about -5. So for the temperature, I think I'm happy with that. Let's see the before, after. Yeah, also I need to mention, you guys, by default most Canon cameras will have these photos with a magenta look. So whenever you're editing, keep that in mind, so you can always dial down towards the green side. All right. Okay, so the next thing is the exposure. I think the exposure is not so bad. I am honestly okay with it. So I'll take down the highlights a bit, lift the shadows a tiny bit. By the way, you guys, you don't have to cram these steps always, but you just have to look at your photo. Your eyes are the best editor, so always trust your eyes to give you the best judgment. So the whites, I like to play with the whites just to see what it gives me. So you see when I pull them down, I think I'm going to lift these whites in this particular photo around 13. And then I'll take down the blacks just so I have a bit of contrast. Yeah, and then we go ahead. I need a bit of clarity in this photo and a bit of texture, so I'll bring up the texture a little bit, and then I'll bring out lift the clarity a little bit, just so we can have a little bit of a punch in this photo. The hairs, maybe not, but let me just, actually, the hairs is doing a good job here. Okay. So remember, try not to go overboard with these, because you will end up spoiling the natural effect in your photo. Remember, the goal is to keep these photos as natural as possible, but also just have a beautiful look overall. So let's go ahead. I feel like I'm happy with the contrast in this photo. I may not do too much tone curve, stuff, but maybe there's the parametric option here, which nowadays I love. So I'll go ahead and also reduce the highlights a little bit more, and then pull down the shadows a little bit more. Let's see the lights. Yeah, I think I'm going to lift the lights just a little bit. Might leave the darks there on 0. For me, I feel like this is enough contrast in this photo. Yeah, and then the final bit, I think is going to be some sort of color grading. But let's first play with the HSL sliders here and see. So the green here, I'm going to play with a green and we see what we get. So I'm going to take this green into the aquas towards the blue end. This is now something I do. And then I'll come to saturation and take it down a little bit, just like that. Okay. I can also actually reduce the luminance. That is just the green color for the vegetation. And then for the skin tones, remember the skin tones are within the red and the orange channel. So let's play with a skin tone and see. And take it a little bit towards the yellow here on the orange channel. I think +5 is okay. And on the red channel, I'll also do maybe +5 as well. I think this is okay here. Yeah, I don't know what you guys think so far, but let's do before and after. You see, before, after. Or let me just tap here so we can have a better comparison. You see, that is what we have so far. Now, the other thing I'm going to do, because I don't want to have too much of a yellow cast overall, I'm just going to come here onto saturation in the HSL panel, and then now I'll pull down on the yellow saturation just like that, you see. And this also helps to whiten the teeth just a little bit. So the yellow, I just pull it back. That is with the yellow, and this is with the yellow pulled out a little bit. Yeah, I might also just desaturate a little bit of this orange just like that. Yeah, and then I feel like we need some more punch here, so I'll cut down on the shadows like that. All right, so I'm going to do 2 more things and then we'll call this photo finished. So let's come here onto the details. Just going to add a bit of sharpening. I'll do an amount of like 40. I think that's fair enough. Now, there's a trick here. If you want, you can hold Alt on your keyboard and then drag this so that you see what I'm doing. This is where the sharpness is going to be applied. You don't have to apply sharpness onto the entire photo, including the skies. Now, like here, if I just did this, rather, if I just applied sharpening here, amount, it's being applied to the whole image. But if I mask around, let's say 33, you can hold Alt on your keyboard so you can see exactly where you are masking. right? So I'm happy with that. All right, so when we are done with a bit of sharpening, let's just go and do, I think overall I'm happy with that. I'm just going to crop this photo and then finalize it with a, let's crop. Okay, so you just press R as the shortcut here, and then we crop this photo just like that. I think I'm going to use the Instagram aspect ratio like that. And press enter on the keyboard. Right. Okay, and then finally I'm just going to clean up these eyes a little bit. I'll just press K on the keyboard. All right, and then we are going to brush the teeth. I already have a setting here. So my saturation is around -45. And then I'll also clean the teeth here. This works the same for the eyes. Again, you don't have to overly clean because you don't want these eyes and teeth to look so fake. I'll press Q on the keyboard. It's a healing brush basically, but you know, it works as it's actually a spot healing brush. Yeah. So I think I'm happy with this photo. Maybe one more thing, guys, I promise. Let's just come here on color grading. I'm going to come to my shadow side and I want to put a little bit of a green bluish tint into the shadows. I think like this. I don't want to make it too strong. I'll just put a tiny bit, and then in the highlights I'm going to put a yellowish orange kind of. This is why I increase the contrast. So I'll just make it very, very minimal. It's just a small difference before, after. You can see what it does. So I think I am happy with this photo, you guys. I just press done, and yeah, this is the before and after. As you can see, before and after, you guys can see the difference. So this was a JPEG, and that's the quickest way you can improve your JPEG photo. If you want to learn more and more of this, always check my other videos, and if you're new here, kindly consider subscribing to this channel, for more and more of this kind of content. Thank you, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Bye.